Let me take you to where we are very quickly here, to the northeast of the Parliament. The government has been warned by the White House that this law is a Kremlin-style piece of legislation. The European Union has warned that it would be a serious obstacle to Georgia joining the EU if it's passed, but they are pushing ahead with it. So in an hour and a half they will vote for this bill because the Georgian Dream governing party has control of the Parliament. That bill will be passed. We've got a good vantage point here that gives you an idea of the geography of the situation with the protests below. If we go in on the crowd, you can see the predominant colours are red and white, the colours of Georgia, and blue and yellow, the colours of Ukraine, and also, of course, of the European Union. And these protesters believe this law will drag their country more within the orbit of Russia and stop them doing what they want to do, which is to be integrated into the EU and further into the West. Beyond the protests, as you can see, the phalanx of that navy blue of the security forces. They are behaving themselves today, but yesterday they were out in force, grabbing people, beating them, and they've been condemned for that by the EU and the Americans, concerned about what they've described as police violence. And beyond those lines, an open area where protesters were dragged, beaten, punched and stamped on. As I say, that's been condemned by Georgia's allies. They are not doing that again today, but they are determined to prevent these protesters doing what they want to do, which is to block the entrance to the Parliament. They've failed to stop MPs going in. Inside the chamber of the Parliament, we have seen pretty angry scenes, MPs arguing about it, but because the governing party has control of Parliament, this law is expected to be passed. And if we go slightly to the left, you can see the flags of the Georgian flag there and also the European Union. They were hung by a Georgian opposition MP at his token of protest against the law. The bill will be passed almost inevitably, but there is a kind of rearguard diplomatic action being fought by the Americans. They're sending their top diplomat in the region here. He will be trying to meet with the heads of governments. He will not be meeting with the Georgian oligarch, who is kind of the power behind the politics here, regarded as the kind of puppet master of Georgian politics. He's refused to meet that American diplomat. Also, the Europeans are sending a number of foreign ministers, and their warning will be very clear. As I say, if this law is passed and enacted into statute, that will make it almost impossible for Georgia to join the European Union and to further its Western integration. So far, though, the government doesn't seem to care about those warnings and is pressing ahead with this very controversial law.